If you have a lot of your money in traditional retirement accounts, one of the things you might be asking yourself is this going to be a problem for me later in life when I'm forced to start taking mandatory distributions from those accounts? Is this going to potentially push me up into a higher tax bracket? Well, to really understand this, we need to have a way to forecast how much those future required minimum distributions are going to be and how much tax are we going to have to pay on those future distributions. And to understand this, we use a tool called eMoney, and it's a key part of our retirement time machine program. So here we are, we're inside of one of our hypothetical clients, Steve and Sandy Bishop, and right here on the cash flow report, we can see what those required minimum distributions are going to be over time. So for Steve and Sandy, they start off very high at $183,000, and they very quickly escalate over time to over $300,000 and then over $400,000 throughout their lifetime. And we can also see what the potential taxes are on this and get an idea of whether or not this is actually going to be a problem for Steve and Sandy. So inside of our software, we have the ability to actually look at the tax report, and we can see what's happening to their tax bracket over time. And we see in the early part of retirement, they have some very low tax rates, 10%, 12%, and then it jumps up very quickly to 22%, and then finally to 24%. So what is the solution to all of this? So if we think we're going to be in a higher tax bracket later on, we might want to do something like a Roth conversion to take advantage of some of these lower tax years. And a lot of people have these, and we can see that very clearly from this graph, that there are going to be some low tax years in the early part of retirement. So when we apply some Roth conversions and say, what if we just filled up the 22% tax bracket in the early part of retirement? We can see these yellow bars indicate the amount of Roth conversions that we're doing every year. And they're pretty large. And so there's going to be some big tax bills early on. But ultimately, what that does is for this hypothetical client, it saves over $700,000 in cumulative taxes over their lifetime. And also, because of those tax savings, increases their portfolio value to nearly $2 million over their lifetime. So I'm Bill Lethman, moneyevolution.com. Check out the Retirement Time Machine, and I look forward to seeing you back in one of our future videos.